Welcome to Munich. This was our first time experiencing Oktoberfest, and while we were very excited to finally be here, the trip itself came together pretty last minute. That meant finding a place to stay in Munich was nearly impossible, and whatever was still available came at a highly inflated price. Because of this, we ended up booking an apartment in a nearby town and caught an early train into the city that morning. Renting traditional Oktoberfest outfits would have meant queuing for ages and arriving much later, right when the crowds were at their peak. Since it was a Saturday, we sadly had to make the call to skip the outfits altogether and get there as early as possible.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to Oktoberfest.
It's literally morning, it's 9:30 a.m. and there's so many people here already. We had to queue up for a bit to get in.
We arrived in Munich this morning. We're staying not far away. Oktoberfest was never in our plan for this year, but it's kind of sort of happened, and we are actually super excited for this. It's our very first Oktoberfest. This is the largest and most famous beer festival in the world, and I think we're going to be a bit overwhelmed today. They say it's going to be between 500 and 600,000 people in Oktoberfest today. Even though it's called Oktoberfest, it starts in September and it ends in the first weekend of October. And this is that Saturday right before the end.
So the initial plan was to come here on a Friday so we could avoid the crowd. However, luckily we found out that yesterday, so Friday, it was Germany's Unification Day and everyone was off work. So I think a lot of people from Germany came to this Oktoberfest.
So in Oktoberfest, or as locals call it Wiesen, because of the space that it's set in, there's 14 really large beer tents. I looked up the capacity of each, and it's somewhere in the region of 10,000 per tent. Now, outside of these tents, there's about 20 others that are smaller. There's a wine tent as well, and all of them are sort of like different themed, different kind of music. But we're going to one of the large ones right now. You kind of have to make a plan, really. So we did do research, and we chose this. Oh my God, look at this.
Yeah,
like, it looks like a
beautiful.
It is essentially a theme park.
Yeah, a theme park plus a Christmas market.
It's a Christmas market, theme park, beer festival. And there's so many rides as well. We didn't get yet to that part, but we can see the really large Ferris wheel right in front of us.
Also coming here, there were a lot of queues for renting out traditional costumes for Oktoberfest. So you can do that if you want. We didn't have the time. I would have loved to.
I would have loved to.
Yeah.
But we can do that next year or the year after. Yeah. We are now on the main stretch, and it's not packed yet.
No.
But 5 hours from now, it'll be very hard to move around here.
Cheers. It's actually really good. It's actually really good beer. It's a bit too much for me, but yes. So we got 2 beers and a pretzel, which is traditional, and it was around €40, which is kind of insane. And the atmosphere here is for sure insane.
It's not even 10 a.m.
It's not even 10 a.m. and everybody's very, very rowdy. And yeah, it's I don't know. It's out of my comfort zone a bit.
So the beer here at Oktoberfest is different than normal beer. It's a little bit stronger. It's 6%, and it comes in these huge glasses called Mass. And this alone is 1.3 kilos when it's empty. And I've seen ladies here who work, they carry like 12 of these in each hand. It's insane. Anyway, first, we gotta start getting ready for the songs that are, well, they'll be going every 15 minutes. So we're doing some rehearsals right now.
An interesting breakfast.
It's still quite early, so people are not drunk yet. Or maybe they are. But everyone's still sitting. The music hasn't started yet. I think soon enough we'll go in for the rowdiness to start.
I think the music starts a bit later.
In the big tents, it's supposed to start around 10. We're almost there. Also, I can't even begin to describe how large the large tents are.
They're like a stadium.
They're like, exactly. They're like small stadiums. It's crazy. The sheer size of this whole place, not just this tent, is really hard to explain, really hard to grasp.
I can't even imagine the crowds that will be here like at 5 p.m. or something. Oh my god.
The more time we spend here, the more I get to the conclusion that the atmosphere here is, imagine a stadium where everyone drinks way more than normal, but there's no sports happening.
And chant a lot.
There's a lot of chants.
Yeah. But not all tents are this crazy. So there's the wine tent, which is supposed to be a bit jazzier, classier.
I
Like,
really don't think so.
I don't know. But there's parents coming with their children here also. So yeah, there's a few tents that are a bit more chill.
Yeah, and during the week, especially early in the day, it's quite family friendly. There's a lot of activities and things to do.
We just chose one of the most popular tents for this morning.
We're just gonna spend some time here, wait for the music to start, sing a few songs, and then move on.
I just don't get why are we chanting. I don't know what's happening.
Because it's random. Everything is random. Also, there's a lot of souvenir salespeople. They sell hats, they sell beer goggles.
And turkey hats. Those are cute.
It's still very civilized, I would say.
For now.
People are still civilized.
It's morning, sir.
Let's give it time. Okay, so we are standing now. We were kicked out of our table because apparently it was reserved. They removed a couple hundred people.
Yeah, the whole section apparently was reserved.
Yeah.
There were no signs beforehand, so I don't know.
So now we are inside the tent, but we have no seating room anymore. But also there's loads of people who have no seating room.
Yeah, it's a thing.
So you can get in the tent. If you're lucky, you'll get a sitting room. There are some standing tables as well, but realistically, there's loads of people who are just standing around.
Yeah, but the not so nice part is that the beer cup is very heavy, so I poured mine into Bavaria because I couldn't keep holding it anymore.
So there was a guy who stood up on one of the benches and wanted to chug a beer, and he did, and the whole crowd was chanting for him, and then they removed him.
Yeah, security came and removed him. So apparently you're not allowed to chug your beer, especially standing on the table.
I'm pretty sure you are allowed, but probably later in the day. The music is starting. Are you ready?
I don't think so. I don't think it's starting.
It is. Look at them.
Oh, okay.
So for the people who love this channel, you guys know, we like sort of slow travel, mindful travel, calm travel. This is none of this. It's, well, now it's 11:25, but at 11:23 I witnessed, and not only did I witness, but I experienced someone vomiting for the first time today here. I was literally walking into the toilet and the guy in front of me stopped me, put his hand on my chest to stop me. But that was mindful, see, that was mindful. And then proceeded to completely drench the wooden floors in his own vomit. 11:23.
Yes, I was in the bathroom at that point where we were kind of hoarded like cattle, and there was like a lady on like a wooden surface, like she was
podium.
Yeah, and she was with her whistle, and we had to go like along with her whistle towards the toilets like cattle. And then I came out and I saw the vomit. I saw Horia and I said, "Don't go there. It's like there's vomit." And he was like, "Yes, I know." Anyways, we want to go to something a bit more calmer, maybe. Please.
Yes. So we experienced the big tent. Well, one of the 14 big tents. There's many more. We might get to another one later, who knows, we'll see when we get there. We're now gonna go walk a bit on the main strip and on the side strips. I wanna get some food. I wanna get the typical Bavarian breakfast with the Weisswurst, the white sausage, some mustard, and some pretzel, yeah. It's so much more relaxed and emptier here outside.
It's a different life.
We got a bag full of chicken meat.
It's basically shredded chicken.
And with a bit of, what's that, mayonnaise? I don't know.
It's a tikka or mayonnaise.
Then we got some fries, and we got a Semmel, which is this bread bun with some currywurst. I did read online, and it said that the best way to do Oktoberfest is to have one beer and then have food. And then have one beer and then have food. And then have one beer and then have food.
So we're good for now.
We're good for now.
Okay.
They said that people who have more than one consecutive beer tend to do what that guy did in the bathroom.
Exactly.
All of this food here, 23 euros. Not cheap, but at least it's a lot. There's a lot of chicken, a lot of currywurst, so at least that much. And the fries are good. That's nice. This is like kebab meat, a bit like chicken kebab meat, like a döner with chicken.
And the service is really nice.
Okay, let's see the currywurst. Actually, it looks good.
Had this in Berlin, right?
Yeah, we had all of this in Berlin.
The currywurst was invented in Germany, right?
Yeah, I think it was actually invented in Bavaria. Yeah, it's basically a sausage with ketchup and then some curry on top. So we ended up skipping the Weisswurst, the white sausage, because they only sold it inside, so we had to sit down for that. But we'll find it somewhere else. We'll have a later breakfast.
Because I already ate the pretzel.
Isn't it funny how in Sicilia you have granita, and here you have Weisswurst. The food was actually quite good, not gonna lie.
Very good.
I was very pleasantly surprised. So now we are on our way to the really large Ferris wheel. I hope there's not a line for it, because I don't know, I'm not normally a fan of the Ferris wheels, but over here this seems a bit more tame.
More charming.
Yeah, more relaxed and also very classical. So let's go to the Ferris wheel. A bit of history. In 1810, the Crown Prince of Bavaria, Ludwig, not Ludwig II, but Ludwig, he had his sort of wedding situation going on, and that was the initial ever Oktoberfest. So ever since then, because people had so much fun, there was so much beer, so much entertainment, ever since then in this spot, Ferris and Wiesen, they've been doing the Oktoberfest. So that's over 200 years now. And we just got to the Ferris wheel, which has been around here for almost 50 years now. That's 8 years less than the one in Prater, so it's quite new actually.
Okay.
It's not like they did the last safety checkup 50 years ago, don't worry. Okay, so you got a choice between the Ferris wheel and the little carousel, whatever you call it, I don't know, pony show.
You know, I'm not into very much adrenaline, but I think that's too lame. So I choose the Ferris wheel.
Okay, we're going on the Ferris wheel. It's 11 euros a person, and you do go into a cabin with probably more people that you don't know. All right, let's see. Zwei bitte.
20
Cod? Okay, we are sehr excited. It's our first Ferris wheel together. Aww. It's about time.
I'm happy to say that we now have drone shots from the Ferris wheel.
That's exciting.
That's good.
I mean, I'm surprised we got to do, this is our third lap already. I thought it would just be the one and that's it.
Very generous.
Yeah. Alright, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really nice.
They got us to the top and they left us there for like 3-4 minutes. That was nice. Good views as well. We got to see the whole of the Wiesen.
And it's sunny now. It was supposed to be rainy today, but it's sunny.
I'm not sure what's next. Let's see.
Maybe some vino?
On our way here, I paid £15 for the official Oktoberfest app, which allegedly was supposed to help us with an interactive map,
Yeah.
all kinds of tips and tricks.
Navigate a bit more easily.
Nevertheless, I realized the map was all wrong. They got us to a different tent than the one we wanted, so I literally just burned £15. So do not get the official Oktoberfest app. It is a complete sham.
Also, people here kind of only take cash.
Yes.
So if you come here, yes, make sure you have cash.
We only paid with a card over here for the Ferris
Yeah,
wheel.
yeah.
Everything else was cash.
Yeah.
And people who serve beers and so on, they don't even carry a cash machine like a POS.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're not going to be able to pay with the card.
There was a large queue at the ATM here. So you have an ATM.
Yeah, there are
if you need
ATMs,
it.
but on busy days, apparently they get depleted of cash quite early. So if you don't get cash out on your way here, you can get it in the first half of the day.
Yeah.
All right, let's go see what we can find. Now we are walking through the sort of theme park area, and there are loads of rides. There's a haunted house. There's a laughing house as well somehow. This one over here, the green one.
Maybe they tell you jokes or something.
I don't know.
Just sit there and you hear jokes.
Over here you can throw stuff.
Okay.
You guys ready? Watch me embarrass myself right now.
Arya wants to prove his masculinity, so we're gonna watch and learn.
And laugh. So you get 3 strikes, and you get a prize of if you hit the top at least twice. And if you hit it 3 times, I got no idea. You get something.
Yeah, so the dad is,
That is a lumberjack.
yep. I'm sorry, babe.
I missed one completely. This is what happens when you're not a dad.
At some point, the camera went off you because I had a wasp on my finger.
Did you miss the one that I completely fumbled?
Probably.
All right.
I don't know. I finally found my people. So this is a wine place, but they also serve beer. And it's good vibes.
It's one of the 20 smaller tents.
Yeah. It's a bit more adult, I feel like.
It's a lot less crazy. We found quite a bit of space here. We have a standing table, but with a lot of room.
Yeah, and we have a good view of the band because we are on the top level.
I will say the ground floor is packed, but up here,
But it's packed but civil
very
at the
simple.
same time.
I guess
Oh, I should wait for you.
it feels like we got to be in a German-only tent.
Yeah, I feel like their folklore is better than ours. And the traditional costumes are so cool.
Next time.
Yeah.
So apparently, some of the anthems here are "Angels" by Robbie Williams,
Yes, and apparently men actually shed a tear while singing that song.
and "Sweet Caroline" also is really big.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hang out. I see that they're also playing international music, so maybe we'll get lucky.
However, this place is a bit more expensive.
Yes. So we paid here essentially 30 euros for
30.
yeah 30 for a glass of wine and a beer that is essentially half the beer in the other place. This place is definitely a bit more posh.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is off the hook.
I feel like the people are more into the traditional songs rather than.
Yeah.
Yes, apparently this as well is very traditional. This song is very traditional to Oktoberfest. I don't know why. West Virginia, not your mama, take me home.
One more time! It's coming, it's coming. Just hold it, just wait for it. You wouldn't know, but out of the two of us, she's the singer. I think we can finish our drinks and go out.
I feel like I'm very office dressed for this event.
We have a presentation.
I have a presentation later on, yes. I'm like Steve Jobs with a turtleneck.
It's when you have Oktoberfest in the morning and then you have a presentation in the afternoon.
But the bottom is party on the bottom, business on the top.
Spot number 3, we are now at a beer garden where we are actually having a wine.
Yeah, I don't know, apparently you can't get beer from this bar, so...
They have 2 bars diagonally across from the inner garden, and this one only serves wine and Prosecco and Aperol Spritz, and the other one serves beer. But the line for the beer was quite large, so I wasn't gonna go there. We're gonna hang out here, have Laura's wine. Look at this. This is how they serve the wine now.
That's good.
It's an actual mug of wine.
I don't mind it. It's with ice, which I kind of mind. The beer garden is large. All the tables are occupied, so we only have space at the bar, which I kind of don't mind.
Oh, it's all right.
It's a bit more airy here.
I don't think we would be able to get seats anywhere we would go right now, actually.
Yeah, there's queues now.
It is so busy.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, our bit of advice regarding Oktoberfest. Definitely come during the week,
Yep.
if you can. Go the day before you actually come here. Go rent your outfits. That is the way to do it. We've seen people renting their outfits on our way into here, and they probably got in here really late because the lines were very, very long, even before 9 a.m. So definitely go the day before, rent it for 2 days if you can.
It's going to be a bit more expensive, but you'll save time so you can come here in the morning
Exactly.
when there's less crowds. I mean,
Exactly.
if you don't mind crowds, then go ahead.
Then Prost.
Yeah. It's my wine. It's my wine. Oh my god, for a second I thought that was someone else's hand. I've been pushed and shoved so much, I'm like, I'm expecting anything at this
Have you been
point.
hugged so much by other people?
No.
No, there you
Not
go.
yet.
Okay, it's getting to that time of day now. People are being a bit more rowdy. People are a bit more inebriated.
I mean, if you're 2, then you'll have a good time.
By mid-afternoon, the lines outside the tents were over an hour long, and some tents had completely stopped letting people in. Rather than spending the rest of the day waiting around, we decided to head back to Rosenheim, the town where we're staying in, where we had our last beer of the day. Cheers. Our final beer.
Yes.
You might notice that we're not at Oktoberfest anymore.
Okay.
We are in a nearby town, the town of Rosenheim.
We're staying here. This is where we got our accommodation.
Yeah, it's very close to Munich.
It was a 35-minute train ride. After 3:30 p.m., being a Saturday and everything, the crowds are absolutely massive, which can be fine as long as you're just, walking, trying to get from place to place, that's fine, no problem. The issue is that the crowds were so large that they wouldn't allow people in anywhere anymore.
Yeah, there were either very, very long lines, or they wouldn't allow you to go in simply because they said it was full. We tried a few different spots, and we couldn't get in anywhere.
Realistically, we really did our homework. We had a whole list of places we wanted to see, a whole list of tents, small, big. Out of the big ones, we saw one of them, obviously the one we started in, but we still had a couple others that we really wanted to see. But it was just genuinely impossible to get into any other place. So we do have quite a bit of insight and quite a bit of advice in case you guys want to go to Oktoberfest in the future.
If you're a larger group, you are able to book spots in beer tents.
Yeah.
So you are guaranteed to be able to go in.
We did witness people getting kicked out of their tables, not just us early in the morning, but even later on, because tables were reserved.
Yes. Or if you are not a large group, go in the morning and try to go during weekdays and go at, 9
Whenever
a.m.
it opens,
Whenever it opens, and then you're done by 2 p.m.
The only thing I can compare this with, genuinely, we live in London. We're used to crowds.
Yeah.
We've been many times to concerts, stadiums, and so on. And the only thing I can say that this reminded me of was leaving Wembley Stadium after a match or a concert. It was just like that. I think as a final advice is go early. During the week, Oktoberfest opens at 10 in the morning. Do your thing, enjoy it. It's really nice when it's not overcrowded.
Oh yeah, in the morning it was really nice.
And if you are lucky enough, like we were in the morning, to get a really nice spot in a tent, take it, enjoy it, have your drinks.
Stay there.
Stay there. It's going to be really hard to move. I think once you get to a place and you find a nice spot, just commit to it. And then when you leave, just know that that's going to be it for the day, and that's fine, and that's great. I think it's really hard to have a great time in multiple places consecutively, but we did want to try see more spaces because we wanted to showcase them on the vlog. That's mainly the reason.
I mean, we don't want to be negative, it's just our honest opinion.
Listen, it's great fun. Go there early, enjoy it, have a blast, and then leave early and then come back the next day if you have the time. For us, realistically, we do seek perhaps a different kind of travel.
Yeah, but slower, I guess, slower paced, and less crowds.
Yeah.
So it's just our preference.
With that said, we just finished our last beer here.
Not at Oktoberfest.
Well, it's kind of like a mid-Oktoberfest already.
Thank you for watching this vlog. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
Tschüss.